オーバーシーズンドへようこそ。
It's only gonna take one take.
I actually kicked him out of the restaurant.
Why?
Gotta bitch to someone.
Gotta bitch to somebody. I'm good to bitch to.
I thought you were from Spain.
Yes, I am.
Oh.
Sí soy. Soy chorizo.
Oh no.
You've gone into Martha Stewart land.
It's just not live.
Whatever.
Okay.
It's like a scene from Cocoon. Like the sun goes down.
You don't want to get blacklisted.
You know what, Mr. President? Is this what you want? Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the famous, world-renowned inventor of the small tongue line pickup, Tony Iazzi, everyone. Tony Iazzi.
Thank you. It's nice to finally be recognized.
You know what? That is my job, Senor Iazzi.
Maybe you found them. You didn't have these little tongues at the buffets we were just talking about
You know,
last week?
I've seen those little baby tongs, and I've never really been like a kitchen person. You know what I mean? So I can't say that, you know, I've gotten a chance to do much more than like, you know, frying a couple things or, you know, like some salad work. But
You're right. You never
I haven't really spent time.
worked the line.
Yeah, I haven't
Right.
worked a line for real. But
We should say where we are and what we're doing. What's going on?
So
The date is what?
today is
20th?
May 20th.
20th. May 20th.
And we are currently, ladies and gentlemen, in Japan, in Tokyo, in a beautiful studio called the Metamorphose Studio.
Metamorphose.
Right? Metamorphose?
Yep.
Really cool spot. And
We got in last night.
We did.
6-ish, something like that.
Yeah.
So we haven't even been here 24 hours yet.
And we're already recording our second podcast. I have a little surprise for you, Tony.
You do. Snacks?
Except for the one surprise that you decided was appropriate to eat every single one of without offering your friend and co-host some.
They were delicious. I didn't think it would be your thing.
Chocolate corn puffs and gluten-free, senor?
I didn't realize they were corn. Well,
Oh.
I'm not sure they were gluten-free.
Well, whatever.
We just needed we had to do a quick 7-Eleven stop on the way here.
Oh, so look at what else we've got. We have some spicy chili potato chips. Beautiful.
What were some of the other potato chips they had there? They had
like furikake and they had like seaweed and a bunch of other ones. But
furikake?
some fruity
What'd you say?
furikake.
What is that?
It's like a seaweed, like a seaweed dust.
They didn't have anything fun? Anything crazy in that
Yeah, they had
potato
like
section?
burger. They had like a
Oh,
bunch of
right,
stuff.
they had
I
a
just
burger.
couldn't read it. So
Yeah, that's hard. You had to kind of go by the photos.
little
which were-
ASMR.
No, I'm good.
What?
I just had all those chocolates. It's hard to follow up chocolates with spicy chili potato chips.
I disagree.
Yeah, I know. I thought you would.
Oh, and then we also have
We had some ice cream bars and
spicy beef jerky.
7-Eleven branded beef jerky.
There is not a single country in the world where if I see a piece of hanging flesh dried with salt that I will not buy it. We also have this is called Kratz. And look, I mean, for starters, the package is a chicken fucking leg. Do you see that? It's got a beer on the front of it. This is the pinnacle of advertising. It got me on multiple counts. It has, look at that. It's got beer.
What is it?
This is a pack of peanuts, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, okay. Peanuts.
And
is it
But
chicken flavored peanuts?
it looks like
Chicken
it's
dusted?
chicken and beer flavored. I don't know, but it got me.
I think it just goes with.
No.
No?
No.
Can we see
No.
it?
Look at it. Take a look at that. And then another
It's almonds.
beef jerky, ladies and gentlemen. So
It's almonds and croutons?
almonds and
It's like a snack mix.
Well, you know what? That's mine.
Open
Tony.
it. Check it out.
No, I don't. I'm good right now.
Okay.
You want some now?
I'm good.
I think the whole point of this is, you know, we've been out with a lot of great people and
I
some
like the
good
green
friends.
tea ice cream cone you got there from 7-Eleven though.
Yeah, I got a
That was
beautiful ice cream cone. I would have shared that with you, but I didn't want to.
You don't.
Yeah, no.
You can barely, as a man, get an ice cream cone by yourself. It's been a thing of mine for a long time. Like I think
Like
we've maybe even spoken about.
You
You
feel
don't.
weird eating an ice cream cone. You feel like a.
No, you can get an ice cream cone if there's like a kid around that also gets ice cream. Then you can get
So
ice
what
cream.
are you saying that I like crossed some kind of
I didn't
line
say it was
today?
for you necessarily, but it's a little odd to walk down the street as a single man eating an ice cream cone. But since we were, trying different cuisines, I accepted it.
You let it slide?
I let it slide.
Was I a weirdo? Were you embarrassed by me walking down the
No,
street?
I
'cause
think
was
we could.
eating a fucking
I think
ice
because
cream
we were
cone?
tourists, we could kind of get away with it. But otherwise, just don't be a man walking down the street with an ice cream cone. It's like, where did he get it? What's he standing in line? Like,
Tony,
I can't
we're-
wait to get an ice cream cone.
We're living in a new age, Tony. Okay? We are allowed to eat ice cream cones as men.
No, you're allowed. I just wouldn't do it myself.
So what? So you're saying that it's appropriate to do it if you're with a child?
Yes, or a child.
Okay. Well, you know what? Now that I know the rule, I look forward to breaking it. And I look forward to every fucking picture we take in this city moving forward. It's going to be with me holding an ice cream cone.
I think if you really, really have to, you could get ice cream in a cup, but not in a cone, with a spoon. You know what I mean? If you really have to, but otherwise, it's just so childish to get an ice cream, to be walking down the street as a grown man with an ice cream cone.
Well,
It's not a masculine thing. It's just I think it's just a
adolescent. thing.
yeah.
You know what, Tony? It's funny too because it was in that moment with the matcha flavored swirl ice cream cone. I had not. That was like my ultimate bliss so far on this trip.
Sorry.
It was like letting the
It was okay,
creamy
exactly.
matcha ice cream just like melt into my mouth. It was amazing. Anyway, I'm sorry that you have
I didn't have a problem
childhood
with it.
trauma.
It's no childhood trauma. It's more adult trauma.
Okay,
That you can't just walk up and get an ice cream cone when you really want one.
dude, I think
You have to hide in your car or something. In
I
the back
feel
seat,
like this
so
is-
no one can see you.
You know what? And this is partially the job of Overseasoned. It's therapy for us who have escaped the restaurant industry. It's therapy for those of us who are still in the restaurant industry. And generally, we're going to work through our trauma together. So I'm glad to isolate something that triggered you.
Yeah.
I'm using all the buzzwords. And I think something else triggered you, actually, Tony,
When?
this past week. So we've been we met some really cool people this week.
Manila?
You introduced me to a couple of your buds. They're super nice. And it's like the thing it feels like in circles of friends, not any circle of friends I'm involved in. And I'll get into that later. But more importantly, people like to share.
Oh, share dishes at restaurants.
People like to share, and I think you've had it with the sharing, have you? I mean, as
never-
evidenced by the way that you so eloquently decided it was appropriate to give me one chocolate corn snack.
Did you get one?
No.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not a big sharer. I don't like sharing that much. No, I just don't. If I get something, I want it.
Look at this.
Plus,
There
we-
were 65 grams of
We were trying-
chocolate corn puff.
we were trying.
You couldn't. How were they? Why don't you tell me a little bit about them?
They were good. We were both trying to amp ourselves up to
Smells good.
It was. We can go there. It's right down. It's at the corner. We can get you some more.
You
It's at
didn't
the
even
7-Eleven.
think. You know what, X?
It's
Might
not like
want to
some
have
special.
one.
You got bags of
How
tricks.
many corn puffs were in here?
You got things.
I can't read Japanese, or I'd know what the serving size was, but I did get things. I offered you a chip, a chili. It's a delicious chip, by the
Did
way.
I have it? No.
Well, that was your choice. I wasn't even given a choice in this matter. So anyway, going back to not having a choice in the matter.
Like an ice cream sandwich is what I got because that kind of you can wrap your head around that. Not an ice cream cone.
So was this was a conscious choice?
Yeah.
You were in 7-Eleven thinking to myself, what ice cream can I eat that doesn't make me look like a child?
Yeah.
Oh my!
I mean,
God.
what's next? Open-toed shoes?
Well, dude, listen to me. I mean, like, at what point in your adulthood? I guarantee
Look, I'll
you,
happily eat an ice cream
there's
cone. There
gonna
just
be a
has to be a
time-
child around.
I
Doesn't even have to be my child. So people think it's my child. I'll just stand really close to him and eat the ice cream cone.
dude. Listen. If one day we're lucky enough to get to our 90s or however old it is, when like, I feel like at a certain age, ice cream is always appropriate. Like my dad, when he was getting up there and it was towards the end, the only fucking way I can get like the real smile on his face was to take him for ice cream.
Sure.
And bro, like, you hit 80 and I feel like you've earned it.
Yes.
And
What was his flavor? What was the?
my dad loved coffee.
I think
My
we
dad-
talked about this. Yeah.
My dad also loved like vanilla. And dude, my dad, I knew my dad was in pure bliss with this ice cream because, like, how like great white sharks, when they go in to bite something, like that white membrane, like
Goes over their eye?
Yeah, dude, my dad, when he would see like a sundae, like I'd get like chocolate on it or nuts or whatever, you could see like his eyes, and dude, I don't know what it
Glaze
is.
over.
Yeah, dude, he would like turn into a shark. Like when, I don't know why, but like I feel like once you get old enough to where things aren't quite what they used to be, like my dad stopped not liking vegetables. My dad loved tomatoes his whole life, and then towards the end he just wasn't into tomatoes and stuff. But bro, ice cream and fried chicken, that was his
Fried chicken,
sweet spot.
I wouldn't have taken him for a fried chicken guy, but I mean,
Fried
you obviously
chicken,
love fried chicken.
nuggets, French fries, pretty much anything horrible, like for you.
Huh.
And
So he did adopt some American
dude, my dad, yeah,
things.
yeah. Towards the end, I was actually shocked. Like for example, like I made him, thinking I would take to the elder home. There was, he always used to love tuna, like super high
canned
quality
tuna.
Basque tuna.
Yeah.
The canned tuna, the Bonito del Norte. And I remember one day, like I chopped up a bunch of like white onion and parsley and garlic and tossed it into
Raw
the tuna.
garlic?
Just a little bit.
Ah.
And toss it in and pickle it first in some vinegar.
I like doing that too, but I really have to mash it enough. You gotta really like chop it down.
Yeah, otherwise
Like-
it's kind of spicy and
Yeah.
aggressive.
It
Yeah,
gets little bits.
fresh parsley. And I made this big tuna salad for him, thinking that, and he didn't even want it.
Huh.
And then they were like serving like shitty fucking like tater tots at this elder home, and he would love that. But like his shit was a Chick-fil-A sandwich. He loved Chick-fil-A.
Interesting. I had no
Chick-fil-A
idea.
sandwich and ice cream. Pretty much, yeah, ice cream. So listen, I guess the whole point of that is I'm hoping for you that in your old age that you don't have this hang up, because I'm pretty sure there's nothing more gratifying.
Yeah, I won't have that hang up anymore.
Okay, good. So, so what is your beef with sharing, Tony?
I think I just want a big plate of food. I want what I ordered and just to eat it. When you're sharing, you never quite get enough. You never quite do. And there's always that last quarter that no one wants to claim as their own.
Yeah.
No one wants to just take it. And you're passing stuff around and just taking little spoons of everything. And I just feel like it's unsatisfying. I just want to have something that's substantial enough so that you felt like you ate something.
I'm gonna
Not
share.
go to like feels like a past hors d'oeuvre party where you're just eating bits and pieces of things.
I'm gonna take it one step further for you. So, about a month ago or so, maybe 2 weeks ago, I went on a date, on like a double dinner date. So I went with my date, and then the other date was another couple, and we're all friends. And so we went to this sushi spot and ordered a bunch of different appetizers. And, I'm a grown-ass man. So I like to order all the things that I want and I like to order the things I want copiously, because I will not, at this point in my life, deny myself of the deliciousness that I deserve. Well, let me tell you.
What happened?
We go through round one of appetizers and stuff.
What kind
and,
of place was it?
I'm cool. What's that?
What kind of place was it? What?
It was like a sushi spot.
Okay.
It was like a sushi kind of like... It was a wild place, to be honest, in Sarasota, Florida. Like, that has a little bit of... It's like a sushi spot that also has, like, Chinese dishes, like Kung Pao and stuff.
Huh.
But it's owned by an American guy. It was and they play techno music. The food was solid. The food was pretty good. And honestly, I feel like if any Japanese person went to the United States and saw what they were doing to sushi, they would fucking freak the fuck out. Like, we are so disrespectful. Anyway.
How do you mean?
Because, dude, like, you come here to Japan and you hear these stories about how, like, you have to make rice for, like, 5 years before you can, like, catch a sniff at making tamago. And then you do the tamago for 6 years before you, like, grill the unagi. And it's like, there's, like, these craft level apprenticeship things. Like, you have to, like, earn your way up the ranks.
Mm-hmm.
And in the United States, you're like, yo, Pablo, we're going to fucking throw a soft shell crab inside this roll with guacamole and fucking pico de gallo. And I want you to fucking put gold leaf on it and fucking light it on fire. Right? It's like there's your triple dragon roll. And it's like, we just fuck everything up. Anyway, I was at one of said restaurants that likes to, take liberties. And so, we go through round one, and, listen, you want to trade me a piece for a piece, like a little maki roll? Like, if I get like a toro with scallion, and you're like, yo, you want to like trade?
So you each ordered separate things.
So, yeah, I ordered my fucking shit.
Rolls.
I ordered rolls and pieces with my dinner date, knowing that anything she does not want is for my fat fucking face, okay? But she's sweet, and she thought she was being helpful and generous. And anytime she did not eat her pro rata portion, she was offering it up to the others. And not after look one, look two, look three, did she realize, hey, maybe the person that's sitting next to me that eats like a fucking rabid wild beast would enjoy or appreciate.
Well, wait, were they trading back? Oh, no, she just
There were no tradesies.
It didn't come back.
So we had round one, and then it was like, hey, the server comes by, would you guys like to order some more food? And I'm like, fuck yeah. I would like to order the spicy cracker. They do like the spicy tuna topped on top of crispy rice. I got my mouth's watering. I'm getting hungry. I got that. I got a couple other pieces of yellowtail. One that was actually delicious, an abomination to all things tradition in Japan, but it was yellowtail with mango and jalapeno.
I like that. I like that combo.
Crispy shallot,
yeah,
cucumber, and ponzu. And I was like, fuck yeah. Like, I'm going to fucking house some sushi. Because homeboy's hungry, right? And like, look, like, the world at large may not realize that fasting just turns you into a fasting all day and then going to eat. Like, I straight up, like, there are times when I walk into a restaurant and like smell like what's cooking, and I could throw on an apron Just fucking throw on an apron and be like, all right, guys, got this. All right, fire table in my fucking face right now. I don't want to order. I don't want to fucking talk to anybody. Just put that fucking tuna tartare on the plate right here. It's not leaving this kitchen. Give me an application. I'm going to fucking tear this thing up. And as soon as you fucking put it on the, like, just don't even plate it. Just. So anyway, this happens. So we go to eat with this dinner date couple. And she's offering the things that I ordered to them.
And they're not offering anything back.
Well, yeah, they're offering back things I don't want.
Oh.
They're like, hey, do you guys want to try the salmon? And I'm like, I don't want the salmon. Do you guys want to try the sweet potato roll? I'm like, no. Guess what? If I wanted a sweet potato roll, I would have got a sweet potato roll.
What is a sweet potato roll?
It was like a tempura fried sweet potato roll with like pickles and shit inside. Cute. I feel like that's something that like a vegetarian orders, or I don't know. Like anyway, they got all kinds of shit that I didn't want. If I wanted it, I would have ordered it.
Of course.
And they're like, hey, you want to trade this dog shit roll for your beautiful, like, delicious roll? I'm like, no. Actually, I don't. You want one? Order one. That's how it works. We're all we live in, like, a free society. Like the veterans, right? They fought for your right to order, right? We're not all standing in line for frozen blocks of milk. Like in, Gorbachev's Russia. We're in Sarasota. I'm fucking overpaying heavily for an abomination traditional sushi. I want what I want. So my date starts to just offer the pieces. And in these moments, I'm like, stop it. I'm like talking to myself. I'm like, stop. Relax. Take a deep breath. She sees you. She knows that you're here. She's just being nice. But I'm like, how could she? The other side is like, how could she do this to me? Does she even care about me? What does she think? I decided to order 3 more rolls because I was not hungry? I was starving. And then it's like time to go to like to get drinks after dinner. I'm not going to order another round of sushi when they're just going to watch.
True. So you left hungry.
Really fucking hungry.
Ah, that's too bad.
And, it's fine.
That's different than sharing. That's different than you were force shared. You didn't go into it as a sharing situation.
Like when you're like...
It's not like, hey, let's just get some things for the table, right? Because then it would have been okay to get another round of something.
Yes.
No,
this was... Now, look, they're super sweet people. And my date's the best. It's just that I felt...
They should have ordered better. They wanted all your food.
I felt this, this anger. I had to address it.
You did?
Oh, I fucking addressed it.
When?
Like, within minutes of detaching from the other couple. It was like burning inside me. Rage.
When you got the check, you're like,
No, I don't even give a fuck about the check. I would have been like, I'll pay all the dinner. Your bottle of wine that we weren't a part of, I don't give a just don't touch my shit. Let me eat my delicious yellowtail roll. Like,
How did you address it and what happened?
I said, when I ordered all this extra food, it wasn't with the intention of giving it.
It wasn't actually extra.
Right.
There was no such thing as extra on the Maria's Karena table.
Right. You know how you say like Russians when they start a bottle of vodka or something,
they throw away the top.
Yes. I feel like maybe in my future is a house without a fridge. Because I'm going to go to the market. I'm going to buy exactly what I want for that day. I'm going to cook it. And God forbid anything's left over. Like a crispy piece of salmon. Like a nice crispy seared salmon. Like that skin ain't gonna be good the next day.
No.
Anyway.
So there's that kind of sharing.
I feel
where
your
you're
pain.
force shared, but then there's also when you know, I don't
when
even
you
like, you know,
when you're shamed into the socialist eating regime. Oh, you guys want to share things? Oh, sure, let's just share everything.
yeah.
I'm okay sharing with a petite sweet thing.
I think it's sharing's okay if, it doesn't suit. Like I honestly don't even like tasting menus. I never feel full enough. I feel like I just need to have something substantial to make my brain understand that I ate something. Otherwise, it's just bits and pieces of things. You feel like you just had dinner at a cocktail reception.
Like an hors d'oeuvre party?
Yeah.
Well, so on a couple of these dinners that we went to in Manila, we were kind of forced into like the
You and I were looking at each other like, are you going to take that last piece of chicken? Am I going to take that last piece of chicken? What's going to happen with this last piece of chicken?
And right. And
And
then,
the dishes were kind of smallish anyway.
yeah.
So you're really kind of cutting them into like small little things to share around. But then the desserts were fantastic. But they were massive.
Did you notice? I mean, I don't know if you. I mean, I'm sure I'm working through some post sushi Saturday evening trauma. Did you see me flinch at picking up that fucking duck confit?
No.
I fucking.
Well, at a certain
I picked
point
that
of the
bone
evening,
up.
it's like, all right, fair game.
Fuck this.
Fair,
Yeah.
like obviously no one else is reaching for anything. It's just clear. Just clear the table. Just
Yeah.
clear it.
Honestly, I think we need to start a new custom. Now, hear me out. So, in many cases, there's always that one last piece, the last, like if you get Shanghai lumpia, it's the one last lumpia that's looking there. Or you order wings and there's that one last wing that's like, no, not me.
No one wants me.
I'm not special enough. And it just happens in everything, right? And I feel like we should applaud and celebrate those who come in the thick of it and just say, fuck it, that shrimp cocktail's mine. Like, we should be like, yo, good job. Instead of being like, oh, I don't want to eat the opposite.
I'm down. I'm down. I'm also down for if places have those kinds of smallish sharing style menus that the dish fits the amount of people at the table.
You could flex it up or flex it down.
Yeah, you don't give
Sounds like
3 dumplings when there's 2 people at the table.
Yeah, but Tony, you know how
You
many,
could give 2, 4,
you know how many
6.
times us poor front of the house people have walked back like, is it possible to add one more scallop to the appetizer, chef? And it's like, no, tell them to order 2.
Yeah, I mean I'm saying I think that's wrong. If you're at a place that is that sharing size, like the place where because there's a certain size of table where it's like, oh, you got to get 3 of this and 2 of this and 1 of
Yeah.
this. It's hard to know how much of anything you need. But when you only get like 3 little pieces of a chicken breast, it's time to order 2, or for it to be decided a little bit for you. I think.
I think maybe we should just be more brazen in our ordering. Maybe we shouldn't let the Che Guevaras of dining.
Jacob, what is
Yeah.
that? What do you mean by that?
Like,
He's
like,
been on your mind recently. You keep
He
bringing
really
up
has
Che
been.
Guevara. Why? What's going on?
I don't know. It's just, I guess what's the word, like, I was tricked into this idea that Che was some sort of hero, but he really just was like a.
Did you watch a documentary or something?
Yeah, I did. I
Oh.
watched I watched the documentary and it soured
What was that?
me
I didn't
on
realize
Che.
there
I mean,
was
because dude, the pictures and the logos and the Rage Against the Machine and all this shit, like you're like, oh, that guy must be a badass, like, fighting for people's like liberation and shit. But then
Was he
you hear the
Argentinian?
stories. He was an Argentinian
Yeah.
philosopher
Huh.
that ended up going to Cuba and hanging out with Castro, and had a super militant, kill first attitude towards the entire island.
Huh.
And I guess helped in liberating Cuba. That's not worked out so well. But anyway, I don't want to be bullied into having to share. Like, do you think it's a faux pas to be at a table with friends and everybody's like, you guys just want to share? And you just go, no.
I think that's what you're saying. Like, let's put our foot down. and
What
not
is
share.
what is the appropriate thing to say in that moment?
It's a tough one.
What do you use?
Well,
do I use my gluten card?
Sometimes these, you could. Maybe I will too. Can I borrow that card from time to time?
You could have it.
Some places are made for sharing. They say that. All our plates are intended to be shared. These plates are smaller. These plates are larger. Blah, 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 blah. So sometimes you're kind of forced into it.
Yeah. Look, again, if I'm with a sweet, let's call it like a sweet petite, if you're with a date and you guys, are doing the dance and
Where's this going?
what I'm saying is, like, I'm cool with sharing with someone who doesn't eat like I do,
Oh, gotcha.
right?
Yeah,
When-
someone you just didn't want it to go. You were fine sharing with your date at this point. She just happened to
Right.
send it across the table.
You ever see when they put food down and like there's like they put food down for dogs and there's always that fucking one dog who's just like "Rawr!" Like gets fucking pissed anytime anybody even looks at the food. I feel like I'm turning into that dog and I don't know if I like it. But I can't really help it. I'm hungry.
You should have just ordered more.
I'm fucking hungry. All right, so we're in Japan. We're in
Yeah.
Tokyo.
We still got to
And-
figure out where we're going to eat tonight. We were going to go to.
Well, listen, we're essentially doing a 48-hour fly-by-night Tokyo couple
and it's a
days.
little bit hard to. I've been here before, and it's hard to get reservations and stuff. You can't. Websites aren't all together there. It's a
No,
very
it's-
odd place of like total technology, but
Mhm.
like they still use cash for everything.
Yeah.
So it's got this
Yeah.
interesting mix of high and low tech.
It's not until you get to Japan that you start to realize they're like the Beatles of food, dude. There is a fucking compilation of the greatest hits that, like, there's no way you can get to know this city's food. I think you
48
need
hours.
no,
No.
and I think you might need a month because let's touch on some of the major ones, right? So we've already had some yakitori, right?
Mm-hmm.
The skewers are those yakitoris?
It was a cool place. You just ordered on a little pad, and they
Yeah.
just brought it to you. So there's your high tech.
So, right, so like the little skewers, like of like chicken or of like chicken thigh, and they grill
Chicken
them
skin.
on like
We didn't have the chicken skin, but you can get that.
we had like pork. One of them was like a pork jowl or
Yeah.
something that we had.
And we had chicken butt.
Yeah, like chicken butt. The crispy, delicious. Like sometimes they'll hit it with a little eel sauce or some sort of sauce. And so there's yakitori that we've had. And last night we had our
Wagyu night.
our Kobe
We
Wagyu
did,
night.
we did it up. We don't need to do that again for a bit.
I'm afraid for me.
Maybe tomorrow.
Save me from myself, Tony, because it's still coming up, the fucking Kobe.
So tonight, you want to go to that sushi diner?
Kaizen. Yeah.
Kaizen.
I think it's called. There's a place in Roppongi that has like ridiculously. I mean, the sushi in this city, of course, is
Shocker.
phenomenal. Like normal sit down, just like what a I guess a local, which like the Genos, right? Like the Pats and Genos of sushi in this town, to me, maybe beats the nicest sushi that I've ever had in the United States. Like average sushi here would be 3 Michelin stars in the United States. And I've eaten at some great tastings, omakases, all kinds of stuff. And it's
The bar is
shocking.
just so high everywhere.
The quality of sushi here it's phenomenal. So, of course, so you got sushi, you got nigiri, you got their hand rolls. I forget what they're called, but I fucking love those, and makis. There's, we haven't touched on ramen, on soba noodles, on tempura. on teriyaki. What else is there?
Tonkatsu.
There's more. Tonkatsu. What else? There's more.
There's definitely more. I just my brain is still.
All right. So what's on your list? What's your top 5 must-have?
I don't even know. That's what's been so difficult. It's like we keep trying to decide where to go to dinner, but it's like, oh, but there's this, then this. What do you? It's hard to pack it all into 2 days.
It's impossible.
So it's just kind of trying to, and then it's been hard to make reservations.
It has been hard to make.
So that's kind of throwing some barriers up at us because we'll make a decision, can't get a reservation,
I
or
know.
it's something like that. So we have to go back and get the concierge to help us map out a little plan, I think.
Do you think that there's a Ponderosa?
I think we had.
You know
it
what there
last night.
is an Outback, and I
That
often
kind
wonder.
of blows my mind.
Yeah,
I wonder what the menu's like.
I do too.
Want to go?
Listen, if I think
So what are we gonna do tonight? Where are we gonna? What do you? I was down with the ramen idea.
yeah, I can't believe I've been in Japan for as long as I have and not put sushi in my mouth.
It's only been 24 hours.
Listen, I told you this before. The first time I came, it was a dream of mine to eat sushi in Tokyo. Literally, it was like a bucket list. Like
We will tonight. Don't worry. It's gonna happen.
Okay,
It's going to happen.
I
I promise you.
need it.
And you'll share, right?
No,
Come on, we're together. Want to sit at separate tables?
no. We can sit at the same table.
But I can't have you get a roll and
I'm getting
I have to get what I want. There's no.
I'm getting 2 unis. All right, I'm getting.
See, uni. I'll have an uni, and I know you're an uni fiend, but I can't. I grew up in the desert, man. It's hard for me to
All right, so
scoop up uni.
I need uni. I need.
How much uni can you eat in one sitting?
I have actually tested this, and one time my dear friend Ronnie and I ordered 2 trays
2 trays.
of
So
uni,
that's-
some Santa Barbara uni and some Japanese uni and some East Coast Maine uni.
So 3 trays.
Oh, so 3 trays.
So you had a tray and a half.
My mouth is
Uni.
watering.
Which one did you like more?
I was actually shocked. I loved the East Coast Maine uni was so freaking good.
Huh.
And of course the Hokkaido uni is just, it's like
I wonder
sweet
how fast
and buttery.
they get it here from Hokkaido.
I would imagine that they're overnighting a lot of this stuff.
Must be.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I love all like the lean fish, like there's like striped bass. I think it's called Suzuki, and there's the
Yeah,
the
Suzuki.
snappers,
Yeah.
right? I love all those, the medai, right?
Uh-huh.
And I love all I just fucking love sushi so much. Nigiri and the hand rolls. When the hand rolls are fresh and crisp, Jesse Ito at Royal Izakaya taught me this one, and I just never had experienced this, but I did his omakase one time, it was fantastic. And he said, "Hey, this is I think it was a wild king salmon hand roll," and he said the trick to this is as soon as I hand this to you, eat it right away, because one of the things that's special about this is that it's crispy, and the nori is like toasted and crunchy, and when you eat it like that, it's fucking so good. So yeah, scallop is great. Shima aji, like the mackerel. I can't wait.
We're going tonight.
Chutoro.
So
medium fatty
this
tuna.
24-hour sushi diner
Yes.
that you've been to before.
So there's this place.
What did you dig about it so much?
Well, number one, I love omakases, but I'm a wildebeest, so it's not enough. You know, I go to omakases and I'm like, cool, thanks for the appetizer. Like, are we ready for fucking dinner or what? Like, I eat like a caveman. So, omakase are like cute. Omakase for me is like a dainty hors d'oeuvre party.
Yeah.
For like.
Well, it is in a way, you know.
And very seldom is the omakase enough. Now, look, if you're on Ozempic, I can see how that's like, satisfying. But I'm not on Ozempic, so I need a lot. So what I love is that they have the full menu of all kinds of things. So you can get maki, which I will not. I'll probably just stick with nigiri. Then they have all the different kinds of fish, and then they have day fish from Tsukiji, and they have all kinds of stuff going on. So I just love that I can order copious amounts. The prices are ridiculously good. Like, you can go crazy on nigiri, and it's like, it's half of the price that you'd expect.
Yeah.
This is like, I think it's called Sushi Kaizen. I think. I gotta look it up. But yeah, they have all the classic nigiri and hand rolls and all that stuff, and you can order as much as you want. They have good fresh wasabi. It's just like,
That's one thing I'm looking forward to, is having nice fresh wasabi. You so rarely see that in the States.
yeah, it's almost got a
So what do you mean
sweetness
order as
to it.
much as you want? It's not an all-you-can-eat
Well,
thing.
when you sit down on an omakase, it's like, okay,
Oh,
here's your
gotcha.
14 pieces. At
Right.
this place, it's like,
Yep.
it's make your own omakase.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm down with that too.
Yeah.
So we got sushi handled for tonight. That's what we're going to do.
So sushi.
What are we going to do tomorrow? Can we do ramen in the afternoon?
Gyoza.
Ooh,
Yeah, we need
some
ramen.
gyoza.
I can eat soba. So as a glue
It's hard.
boy, yeah. I'm so afraid of getting canceled, Tony.
Really?
I just like, there's no malice in anything that I say. There really isn't. But like, I used to throw glue tart around pretty easily.
We'll beep it. We'll beep it.
But we will be bitten.
We'll beep it.
Oh, we'll beep it. Okay. Yeah, I don't wanna. Or maybe I do.
Don't know what.
I don't want to get canceled.
Who's going to cancel you from what? Am I going to fire you from the show?
The Celiacs Association of Canada.
They won't be a sponsor anymore?
Yeah, they won't be a sponsor anymore.
I think they will be a sponsor. You're a celiac.
Yeah.
They have to stand up with their own.
Okay. Well, yeah. So tonight, this fucking sushi. I'm so fucking excited.
We can go late. We can get something. We can get like a pre-dinner because it's open 24 hours.
You're speaking my language.
So we can go. Because I got to pack as much in as I can.
All right. So what's your top? So ramen, obviously. And
I would definitely
mentioned
want
that before
ramen.
we even got here.
I definitely want ramen.
What are you gonna get in your ramen? An egg?
I don't feel like I need the egg. I like the spicy ground pork one. What's it called?
I'm not sure.
Not the brothy one, but the one that's a little bit thicker and richer.
Oh, I don't know this.
My
there's-
brain isn't working
and there's
right
so
now.
many different types of ramen.
Sure. There's
like
even
a miso
cold
one.
ramen if you want.
Cold ramen?
There's ramen without broth. Yeah, it's cold.
That sounds.
It's like a noodly thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm so
It's all
hungry.
good. So if we get ramen tonight, just one. It doesn't have to be tonight, because that'll kind of fill us up. But we could definitely go get some more skewers.
I would love to get some skewers.
Let's get some more skewers and some gyoza on our
Gyoza,
way
I'm
to.
dying for
Let's do that, because that'll be a nice little 11sies snack.
I'm gonna see. I think so. We're gonna go back to Manila when we're done here, and you'll be able to tell how much gluten I've had by
Yeah.
the discoloration on my face that makes me look like a leper. So
I noticed some people like.
yeah, like they step back.
Right.
They're like, look at that fucking weirdo eating an ice cream cone. Let me step back before.
It's
he,
probably
like-
the cone, the gluten in the cone.
You know what, dude? Sometimes you just gotta live, Tony.
True.
I watched you guys in Egypt eat pita, like
It was coming right out of
that
the fire.
to me.
Yeah.
That to me makes you guys look like
that
children.
must have been really difficult.
I'm like, look at those guys having the times of their lives. I'm eating baba ganoush with a fork, like a fucking idiot, and you guys are like, this is so crispy. Oh, the texture's amazing, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna dip my
Cucumber
Yeah,
in a baba ganoush.
yeah.
That was good. We'll have to talk about Egypt one of these times.
You know what? I would love to.
Maybe
talk
tomorrow.
About
We'll
Egypt.
talk about Egypt in our second day in Japan. Makes sense. So tomorrow we'll have ramen at some point,
Okay.
and then we leave like at midnight or something.
What's the deal? I want to know what real teriyaki is. Honestly, what's the real teriyaki? Because teriyaki is like this. Oh, and dude, we haven't even talked about unagi.
Yeah.
I would love. So I was watching a show on the way here about the world's most expensive foods. Sea urchin was in it.
Is sea urchin that expensive?
Well, I think that there's only certain places.
I mean, if you're eating 3 trays,
there's like
a
hundreds of
glutton.
varieties of urchins, right? But there's only a few that are edible. And of those that are edible, there's like a big market for them. So it's
So you buy a
it's very
tray.
expensive.
You buy uni. How much is a tray?
I think it was like $150.
Wow.
And it was probably about 10 ounces or so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it was
So
so
call it
fucking
10 to 15 bucks an ounce. That is expensive.
Yeah, it's very expensive. So uni was on there, caviar was on there,
Of course.
right? And then
But there's starting to be a lot of caviars around.
stone crabs was on there.
Like you can get
I
caviar
was
from
proud of
France
myself.
now.
I was watching this documentary, and I'm like,
It's just a bucket list for
I'm
you.
like, yeah, I'm like Scrooge McDuck when it comes to fucking food. I'm like stone crabs. I just want to swim in them. Like I don't own a house, but
what do you
I
mean
eat
Scrooge?
like a
Oh,
fucking
swimming in the
billionaire.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
Don't own a house or a car,
yeah, I don't
Or-
own a house.
but
I
you
don't
have 30
own a car.
guitars spread out over
I
the
got
world
30 guitars. I've got
and a caviar problem.
and a caviar problem. You know what?
So what else was on this list? They got stone crab, uni, caviar.
And eel.
Really?
So supposedly, eel has become such a popular foodstuff that the Japanese eel, it's called like
It's a-
alalungus.
It's freshwater
Something.
here. It's not a saltwater eel. It's a freshwater eel, I believe.
I believe, yeah. And it's become so popular that they've there's an industry just of hatcheries, like where the baby eels are raised to a certain age because, they're very like the little guys are susceptible to.
Isn't that what we were eating in that Spanish restaurant?
Which one? Oh, right, the baby ears, the elvers,
Yeah.
angulas.
Angulas.
Yeah, they're good.
They're-
I'm going back to the Basque Country in a couple weeks.
I
I'm
would
gonna
like to
eat
try them like
There.
fresh.
Yeah,
because
I agree. Yeah, no, I agree.
they tasted like garlic and parsley,
Yeah,
lemon
of course, of course.
More of a
There's-
texture
There's
thing.
a spot in the Basque Country called Echeverri, which is like not old. It's like a classic grilled asador. They're called asadores,
Huh?
and they're supposedly famous. They're not supposedly. They're famous for their baby eels, and they cooked them. Maybe over olive wood or something.
Olive
But they
wood, okay.
lightly smoke them instead of doing the classic peel, which is like with the garlic
Uh-huh.
and parsley.
Lightly
olive
smoked just from the.
from the embers.
So it's wood fired.
It's like wood fired
Okay.
baby eels.
So it's kind of gotcha.
I've always wanted to eat those.
But they must be in a pan. They can't just be. I mean,
Oh,
these
so
things are teensy
yeah,
tiny.
they essentially cook them in like almost like a strainer, like a.
Okay,
like a
so
china
they're
cup almost.
so it's open. It's not in a pan. So
Yes.
they're getting
So they
grilled.
toss them in
like a vegetable. You know, get those vegetable. Gotcha.
in like a strainer. Yeah.
Right.
So but anyway, we got to get some eel too before we go.
There's I think we pulled up a restaurant that kind of specializes in it, right?
It looks so good. So
I've only ever had barbecued eel. I'm interested to try different preparations. I've only ever had the barbecue sauce one.
that's the eel sauce.
Yeah, eel sauce.
Eel sauce, and then they do it over like the skewers with
Yeah.
like the open flame.
Uh-huh. That sounds delicious. That seems like something very specific to Tokyo we should try.
I agree. If you have suggestions, by the time we get those, we will be gone.
On our way back, perhaps. Who knows? We'll come back.
or on the way back. So
It's a little bit easier to, we work in Manila, and we found it's easier to split our trip up a little bit. So we'll come back.
yeah,
On our next Manila
I can't
trip.
wait to come back to Tokyo. We're still here, and I already
Wanna
want to come back. Well, excellent. We're fucking starving. So, if you ever, I guess what you've learned from this podcast is if you ever invite us to dinner, we're not sharing.
Not sharing.
And you've also learned that 2 days is not enough time for Tokyo.
Definitely not. So let's get to it. Let's go eat something.
Let's go fucking eat.
Right
We're
on.
starving.
Thanks, dude.
See ya.
Talk to you soon.